Hi, everybody. I believe that I've mentioned this before, but I will again because it's taking, it's giving me so much understanding. It's giving me so much freedom in my physical body and my emotional body. So I feel like I want to speak about it again. So I've been doing a lot of breathing exercises for the last 2 months. And the core breathing exercise or the core breathing technique that I'm using has been Wim Hof, which is all about really deeply oxygenating the body. So you breathe for 30 to 50 really, really deep breaths. And then you hold your breath and you see what happens in your body, because there's going to be a reset of the immune system, of the neurological functions, like everything is kind of resetting. And you hold your breath until you can't hold it anymore. And I even kind of push it a little bit so that my body kind of has to use it feels like the last oxygen that is like in the small blood vessels. And then you breathe in and you feel the pressure inside of you, and you can even like press your stomach, your neck, and your head. So you can even feel that life force that is shooting from the root of the abdomen to the neck up to the head. So you can even feel how you're tapping into the brainstem. And even I could feel like on my left side, I have some problems with my neck. I could even feel how when I press up, there is something that works and it feels like it's healing my neck. So I've been doing this for 2 months, and I started with 3 rounds, and then I went up to 5, 6 rounds, and lately I've been doing up to 10 rounds. And I've also been doing in the moments where I'm stopping my breath, I'm also doing resistance stretching or very slow, precise, for example, squats or push-ups or planks, to really just feel the precision of not collapsing and just not like holding your breath and kind of just, it's beautiful because you're kind of in a bliss state because there's so much oxygen in your body. But it's beautiful also to use the hyper oxygenated state to actually use your body and do something in precision and be aware of everything that happens, whether it could be like tingling in your hands, or you even feel a bit lightheaded, and to be like, well, I'm perfectly able to perform like something, to be in precision with my body, although I'm not used to this feeling. And then when you don't have any more oxygen, you breathe in, and then you can pressure your stomach, your neck, and your head, and you're going to feel how you tune into the brainstem and how you get access to parts of yourself that you haven't accessed anymore. So that's how that exercise works, right? And after that, I do fire breath, maybe 4 rounds for a minute, and I do a yogic exercise where when I breathe out, I do a lock or a like the bandha in the stomach, where I really suck in the stomach so I can actually massage all the organs by really creating that suck in the abdomen. And then I do inversions after that, either with an inversion machine or just you can do headstands and stand on your head on a yoga mat against the wall. So, but what I've noticed, and this is where I want to get with this, is actually not to tell you about the exercises, but kind of just so you understand that these exercises are not just shallow exercises. It's not like, okay, it's actually really deep, because you are deeply, deeply oxygenating your body. You're kind of pushing it to the end where you really need breath, and and then you breathe in, and then you can feel all the oxygen in your body. So what I've been seeing is that every day almost I have resistance to doing this. So I wake up in the morning and I start to walk around in the house, and I know that I'm going to do this and I really want to do it. Like I know I want to do it, but there's this resistance to doing it. And in the beginning, when I started to do it, because I'm very honest with my how emotionally honest with my body. So I would feel like this urge to just shake my feet or my legs, or like put, like, how do you say, like shake them against the floor. And it would feel like like I wasn't emotionally feeling anything. I couldn't put a finger on my emotion really, but when I was doing the breathing, there was like, I knew it was from the emotional body, and there was some kind of pressure or stress or something they wanted to release through, in my case, then movement. And I feel like because when you breathe like this, you start to feel everything that's there. And I feel like part of my resistance was that actually, as human being, we say we want to be alive, we want to feel everything, but there is so much, many times, that we haven't felt, or that we have repressed. So when we start to feel everything, when we induce a state where we can feel everything, it's actually can be a bit intense and a bit too much. So I feel like that, because you can't hide, like when you oxygenate your body like this, you can't hide, because everything that's there, you're going to feel it. And for me, it was important in the beginning to allow whatever movement that would come out when I breathe to come out, whether it's shaking, whether it's like something I need to stretch, and just allow that to happen. And now I can feel like the first 3 or 4 rounds, I still have these things where it's like there's a part of me that want to stop almost. And then in the rest of the rounds, it just feels amazing. And then when I'm done, it feels amazing too. And I feel like this is something that is, it's good to address, because I'm somebody who's all about having the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual body being together and being friends, right? That's all what I'm about. And I have a lot of Scorpio energy. I'm not afraid of going there. But even there is something, whether it's the unconscious, whatever part it might be, I can really, really see that there is this resistance every day, and that I kind of want to postpone it. So I do things in the kitchen. I take things out from the dishwasher, and like I'm postponing it. And I'm wondering, I mean, I guess that's part of the mutation in the emotion center that is happening right now, where there is a lot of the lower frequencies of weakness and reaction and desire and all these things that are there. And when you breathe deeply, and especially when you breathe through the mouth, because these exercises, especially the Wim Hof, is suggested to do through the mouth. And that's the Shakti breathing. That's the feminine breathing. That's breathing your form, breathing your body. When you breathe through your nose, it's much more breathing consciousness, breathing up to the higher states in that sense. But here you're really oxygenating your body, and in the form we have all these emotions that might be trapped or might want to be expressed. And like when you go there, you're there, and then it's you can't run away anymore. And I feel that's part of where we want to encourage ourselves and each other to go, because there's so much freedom. And I can tell you the presence that I feel in my body now, as opposed to just 3 months ago, and I thought that I already cracked a lot of the code that has to do with the physical body, but I just know that this is at a deeper level. And I'm speaking sometimes about becoming more transparent, and I'm feeling that I'm creating more space in myself, instead of having some of the residue of emotional things or other things that are there. I really feel, both on an emotional level and on a purely physical level, that I'm creating more space, more transparency, less cloggedness, if that's a word, in my body. So I would love to hear your experience with breathing. I would also like to hear your take on this thing with the emotional, and why it feels like we are resisting it. But then once we go there and we do it, there is so much reward. And I mean, this has also been my journey when it comes to emotional release, which is all these tools that we can use to really express in a way that is super safe and doesn't create any turmoil for anybody else. So just spaces where we maybe come together and we do it in a group, but it's not directed towards anybody. It's just like knowing we are physical beings in a physical beings with an emotional body, and that body needs to express. And we have that animalistic part of us too, where we are we are so much. So to give space for being somebody who's really sweet and who's really understanding and really caring, but also give space for that animalistic nature that we have, that sometimes need to growl, that sometimes need to scream, that sometimes need to stamp and do things, because those tantrums are things that babies do, and it's not like we wrong them for that. So why would we stop doing them when we're bigger? Like that's probably even more things to be like that, for to let that energy out when we are older. So I would love to hear your take on that as well, and thank you for letting me share this with you.